Hello and welcome to day 171 of the Daily 5 from Sterling Tuition. 5 maths questions. Number 1. A garage measures 8 metres by 5 metres. Aaron buys a workbench for the garage which measures 5.5 metres by 4. So what percentage of the garage floor is taken up by the workbench? So with this, because it's written in words, it's much easier if we draw a visual representation. So the garage floor, we've got 8 metres here by 5 metres here. And then we've got this workbench which will sit in here somewhere. We don't know where, but it doesn't matter where we put it, which is 5.5 metres by 4 metres. So we need the area of the whole garage first. So the area of the whole garage is simply 8 times 5, which is 40 metres squares. Then we need the area of the workbench. So that'll be 5.5 times by 4, so length times breadth. 5 fours or 20, carry the 2, 5 fours or 20, add the 2, be 22, not forgetting our 1 decimal place. So the area of this here is 22 meter squares. So what we need to do is write it as a percentage. So what percentage of the garage floor is taken up? So the whole garage is 40 over 22. So we write it as a fraction. So basically the workbench is 22 meters out of 40 meters. Now this needs to be a percentage. Now percent means out of 100. So we need to turn this fraction so it's out of 100. Now we've got a problem in that 40 doesn't fit into 100. However, if this ever happens, reduce this down. Make it a simpler fraction to then, if you know what that fraction is as a percentage, happy days. If you don't, then turn it into a fraction that can then turn into 100. In this instance, what I'm going to do is I'm going to half it. So 20 divided by 2. 40 divided by 2 is 20, and I have to do exactly the same to the top, so it's equivalent. So 22 40ths is the same as 11 20ths. And now we're in a nice position because now we can turn 20 into 100 because we need it as a percentage. By timesing by 5, we need to do exactly the same to the top. So it'll be 55 over 100, and because it's out of 100 now, we have it as our percentage, which is 55%. Number 2, a bath holds 110 litres of water when it is 1/3 full. That's really important for this question. The tap lets out 15 litres of water every minute. How long does it take to half fill the bath with water? So there's a few things going on here. So we know that a bath holds 110 litres of water when it's 1/3 full. We know the tap lets out 15 litres of water every minute. And how long, we need to find out how long it takes to half fill the bath. So first off, I'm going to see how much the bath is when it's completely full. So when it's 1/3 full, so 1/3 equals 110 litres. So 3/3, which would be completely full, will be 3 times this, will be 330 litres. So this is when it's completely full. But we need to know how long it would take to half fill the bath. So if this is it completely full, half full is half of this. So 330 divided by 2. Goes in once, carry the 1, goes in 6, carry the 1, and then goes in 5 times. So when the bath is half full, it is 165 litres. Okay? So what we then need to now do is we know that the tap lets out 15 litres of water every minute. So we need to see how many minutes it's going to take. So we need to see how many 15s fit into this to completely fill it half full. So 165, we're going to divide that by 15. So just do it normally as you would do. 15 into 1 doesn't go. 15 into 16 goes once. Carry a 1. 15 into 15 goes once. So this is now we know that it's going to take 11 minutes. But it wants the answer actually in seconds at the end. So we know it's 11 minutes, so we need to do 11 times by 60 to finish this off. So just drop my 0, and then 6 times 1 is 6, 6 times 1 is 6. So this will be our answer in seconds. So 660 seconds. So knowing it's 1/3 full, then what it's completely full, then using that to know that what it would be if it was half full, and seeing how many 15 litres we go into this because that's every minute, and then you got your 11 and then times it by 60. So quite a bit going on, but if you follow the process and go through the question carefully and read it carefully, you'll get that one correct. Number 3, look at the Venn diagram below. A is a set of whole numbers between 100 and 200, which is a multiple of 11. B is a set of whole numbers between 100 and 200, which is a multiple of 6. So we've got our A, we've got our B. The middle section overlapping between A and B in the Venn diagram contains two numbers. Write your answers in the spaces below. So in here, there'll be two numbers that are a multiple of 11 and a multiple of 6 that are between 100 and 200. And we need to figure out what they are. So with this, we need to find a common multiple between 11 and 6. And in this instance, it's quite an easy one where it's 6 times 11, which is 66. There isn't a smaller one. If we have this, if we go down to or go through the 11 times tables, 11 isn't in the 6s, 22, 33, 44, 55, 66. The lowest common multiple is the 66. So we need to know the 66 times tables that go between 100 and 200 because they will be in both the 11 times tables and the 6 times tables. So we've got 66, and then 66 times 2 will be 132. Then another 66 on top of that will be 198, and then on top of that it'll be 264. So it needs to be between 100 and 200. So 66 is going to be no good. 264 is going to be no good. So the two numbers that would fit between here would be 132 and 198, and we need to write them below here. So finding that common multiple, and in this instance it's 66. Sometimes it is smaller. For example, if you had 8 and 6, if you do 8 times 6, it gives you 48. But there is a smaller number. So 8, 16, 24 would actually be the number that you would need to use and not 48. So sometimes it's smaller, but sometimes you multiply them together and it gives you the answer for that as well. Number 4, Max is binge watching his favourite box set on TV. He decides to watch 5 episodes without any breaks before bed. The first episode lasts 14 minutes, the second 19 minutes, the third 23 minutes, the fourth 37 minutes, and the fifth 25 minutes. He begins watching the first episode at 6:23 p.m. At what time does the fifth episode finish? Give your answer 24-hour clock, so just be careful at the end that we make sure to do that. So, easiest way I think to do this is add together how long all the episodes lasted, turn that into hours and minutes, and then add it on to what the time was whenever he started watching. So I'm going to add 14, 19, 23, 37, and 25. Put these all together. So, see if we can do it in an easier way. So I'm going to go it this way. I'm going to go 9, and then 5 and 4 is 9, so that'll be 18. And then 7 and 3 is 10, so that'll be 28. And then start from the bottom, we'll have 2, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So it's 118 minutes. Now turn that into hours a minute, so 120 minutes is 2 hours. So this is going to be 1 hour, we'll put it over here, 1 hour and 58 minutes that we need to add on. So it starts at 6:23, and in actual fact I'm just going to add on 2 hours here. I'm just going to go add 2 hours, because it's only 2 minutes less than 2 hours, and then take away the 2 hours. So that takes me to 8:23, and then I'm going to go back and minus the 2 minutes that I added on extra because I only needed an hour and 58. So that'll take me to 8:21, and this is in 12-hour clock, so it's 8:21 p.m. but we need it in 24-hour clock, so I'm going to add the 12 hours to the hour section. So this will be 20:21, and remember, you don't need the AM or PM for 24-hour clock. Number 5, Isla makes cupcakes for a living. She works 70 hours a week and makes 910 cupcakes. So 70 hours a week, 910 cupcakes, and that's in week 1. She receives a huge order for a wedding of 1,530 cupcakes. She makes these 1,530 cupcakes in 90 hours in week 2. What's the difference between the number of cupcakes she makes per hour in week 1 and week 2? So we need to go, we'll do this in 2 different sections. So we'll have week 1 and we'll have week 2. So week 1, she does 910 cupcakes in 70 hours. So we need the difference of cupcakes she makes per hour. So we need to do 910 divided by 70. So I'm just going to do my equivalent division here. So I'm going to divide this by 10, divide this by 10, just to make life a little bit easier. And that gives me the same answer. 7 into 9 goes once, carry my 2. 7 into 21 goes 3. So in the week 1, she makes 13 cupcakes per hour. Now week 2, she is given that big order of 1,530 cupcakes, and she spends 90 hours on these. Again, equivalent division, just divide them both by 10. Gives us the same answer. 9 into 1 now does not go. Carry the 1. 9 into 15 goes once. Carry the 6. 9 into 63 goes 7. So she makes 17 per hour in week 2. So the question is, what is the difference between the number of cupcakes per hour in week 1 and week 2? So week 1 is 17. Well, week 1 is 13, sorry. Week 2 is 17. So the difference between the two is 4 cupcakes. And that's the end of day 171.